The witch is here.
I do kind of feel witchy today.
The witchy woman is present. Welcome, everyone.
Hi,
Episode
guys.
368.
Woo!
How the heck are you?
I'm doing well. Mm-hmm. I'm doing real well.
It's good. It's because it's fall. I know you.
It's like my favorite time of year. It really is.
Well, when we were in Pittsburgh, I was, like the trees are so beautiful.
Yes.
But then I was at Matt Neroni's house, and I was like remembering when I lived there and all of the fucking leaves and how you rake them up. Yeah. It takes all day, and then the next day you're like, what? Am I in a time warp continuum?
Like an actual snow globe.
Yeah.
Of leaves.
So they're so beautiful.
Yes.
But there's always a downside.
One of my mom's favorite stories to tell is when I was little, she took us up to Big Bear or, someplace in the mountains, and it was like right around fall time. And I got out of the car and I looked around and I went, doesn't anyone rake around here?
Wow.
And I must have been about 4.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you were tidy even then.
Yes. I felt the same as you about, it's like, what?
This is
Does
very
no one
messy.
Rake? This is a mess.
And it's like that
this is nature, Sarah.
In the winter, it's like that in the new snow, and it's so beautiful. And then like a day later, there's like exhaust all over it. It's
That's gross.
Yeah,
I hate that kind of. Yeah, I wouldn't have done well in a seasonal environment because I also was the kid who refused to take off my party shoes in the snow as well.
Yes.
And like the Mary Jane's patent leather, the whole 9 yards. Like I was not taking those things off.
No.
I don't care. Fashion over
I don't
function. Even when I was 4.
I support that.
Yes.
Yeah, you had priorities is what you had.
And they were right, if you ask me.
You've been very consistent in those.
Still like that.
Yeah, but I was just like, okay, beautiful thing, but then there's always a downside. It's like a life lesson, Sarah.
Yes. Two sides to every coin. I do say this a lot. Yes.
Every coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I figure you're feeling spooky and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So you're about to celebrate your favorite holiday.
Favorite ever. And I feel like it's, this is what always happens to me around this time of the year is I wear pretty much all black all through October and November and maybe December too. It feels so nice.
Just keep adding months.
Then what happens where I go back into I just decide I need to wear all white now or
it's seasonal.
Surprising I'm not committed to this year round. The all black
I feel
aesthetic.
like you're moving in that direction. Though.
I probably am.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Is it because remember how whenever I would go through a tough time, I would end up dyeing my hair brown?
Oh,
is this your version?
It's definitely not that.
Okay.
In fact, the other day I was cleaning out my closet. Get ready to find a whole bunch of my stuff on Poshmark.
God.
And I was looking. I had there were 2 shirts in there that I have never worn.
Yeah.
And I was like, these aren't even shirts for me. Oh. Didn't have my phone on silent.
Who dares? Yeah. Who dares call?
The same person who calls every day at this time, a telemarketer that's in Mandarin. And I have no
Block
idea.
that number.
Yeah, I know I should. Gosh, it's real annoying. Okay. I'm holding the shirt and I realized this isn't my aesthetic. This is Landon's. It's my ex's wardrobe.
What did it look like?
It was like a gingham button down, and then there was another, just some button down.
I can see you wearing that. Was it the kind where you could tie? Oh, it was a dress.
No, it was very structured, very we're going to I don't know,
a PTA meeting,
something like that. It was I'm like, this isn't for me.
I bet you if he went through his closet, there wouldn't be anything
spooky.
Nothing.
This was this
I don't think
Sarah.
You had that influence.
No, definitely not. And I was having a conversation with somebody the other day about this, about how if you're the kind of person that can easily adapt to kind of make you you're like a chameleon for whoever you're with, that sometimes you kind of lose who you are in that and what your personal style, all that is. So I think now, and how old I am and everything, all the changes in my life, I'm able to be this is what I like, this is who I am, this is what I want to wear, and if everybody else you better just fit with it, or just I'm not changing for.
Yeah, she's putting her foot down.
Putting my foot down.
All right.
And they are in adorable thigh-high suede boots.
I was going to do a tweet today that was I wish I liked anything as much as influencers love over-the-knee boots in the fall.
I love them.
Well, everyone
I literally
loves
did
them.
a post about it last night.
Everyone
you were probably
loves
inspired
them,
by me.
But once fall hits, because I follow those accounts where it's like, what's fashion, whatever. And then it's just like nonstop boots.
Oh God, but they're so cute.
They are cute.
I know. And the pair, I want them in like every color now.
I read an article about how these accounts on Instagram where, let's say, for example, in my case, I really like Meghan Markle and her style. Yes. So I follow a thing that tells you what she wore and where you could buy it. Mm-hmm. And apparently I am amongst this new movement where people are doing this. Whoever they love as a celebrity, they follow these. They call them closet accounts.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah. And so they'll wear an outfit, and the paparazzi will take their picture, and within hours, these people that run these accounts are like, here's where you buy it, H&M or whatever it is.
Oh my God, I love this. I hope it's H&M.
Yeah, well, sometimes I'm sure.
Oh, that's great. And well, remember those pants that Mila Kunis wore on Ellen that I could not get over, and I'm like, I need those pants. If I had this account, dang.
Well, and maybe there is one now.
I know. I should go back and check. That was the cutest. And you know what? I did find like the shirt that she was wearing with it. And it was like $800 and something. And I was like,
well, that's
those
the
are going to be expensive.
Sometimes
pants.
it's not H&M.
It was not. But you can do like the dupes.
Yes, they do call it that. The dupes.
Dupes.
Well, anyway,
is that the right word for it?
Yeah. But I got to stop because I've already bought like 4 outfits.
You look so cute.
That Megan wore because she shops at sustainable places.
Yes.
And like,
what's wrong with that?
No, I love it.
Right.
It's so cool. But
you
I'm
need
just
to worry about updating your wardrobe with good stuff.
I'm basically trying to morph into the Duchess of Sussex.
That's fine.
Over here. Okay. What else? Let me tell you. What's on your mind?
Oh, what's on my mind? You know what I don't know why this story keeps coming up in my feed. It's come up in my Instagram because I follow Vice News and it was on there. It came up in like Popular Science and I don't know why it came up in this, but it's a story about a 20-year-old guy who's been living on macaroni and cheese for like the last 17 years.
That's like the best because I've not heard of it.
Right. What the heck?
Usually, I've seen the headline. No, tell me everything. One.
So at first, I just thought this was like I don't
stunt.
Know, maybe, I was like, maybe this story just got picked up and now like people keep, because it's just bizarre. So his name's Austin Davis and he's from Florida. God. And he said he's had nothing but macaroni and cheese for 17 years. And he's just obsessed with it. And like,
does he seem normal otherwise?
Well, so here's the thing. So doctors say that he has a psychological condition called avoidant or restrictive intake disorder.
Yeah.
Yes. So he experienced abuse when he was younger. Mm-hmm. And I would imagine, like we talk about, like something happened around that time where he found comfort or like, so this is the only thing that's like consistent in my life. So now, the rest of my life would fall apart if I didn't maintain this routine all the time.
Yeah.
And, what do you think anybody could, what are the future health risks to this?
Well, yeah, and it just seems like it would really block you up.
Oh, good
Like,
point.
where's your fiber? Maybe he gets like a high fiber version.
Well, and he was saying like the kinds that he likes. So he likes Kraft. He likes the real simple kinds. And then the other ones that he likes is Annie's. And I was like, I love Annie's. And then since reading the story, I have not been able to eat macaroni and cheese or purchase it. It's kind of like often like my, late night go-to, like I have a little, those little bowls that you just pour the water in.
You
like,
don't.
I have definitely in a pinch, like been like, I'm too tired.
I just can't go for those.
They're not
I don't judge the nutrition part for you. Right. I'm just saying like they just don't taste yummy.
Oh, this one, the Annie's ones do.
Oh, the Annie's ones.
Yeah, I do like those. And I was like, yeah, he knows.
He knows.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's the same disorder, but I have read about these folks who they can only really tolerate very basic, like bread and sometimes no butter, but just like white foods.
Yes.
And it's a legitimate thing.
Now, is this, because I question with something like that where there's a range of different items, that is this just a maybe they're like very sensitive,
like super tasters.
Yeah,
yeah, and
like
so they can't take anything.
So you've heard about like the introvert extrovert lemon test, right? We've talked about that, where you squeeze a lemon on your tongue and then you lick a piece of like what's that kind of paper that's brown? What's that paper called?
I don't know.
It's like brown paper
Butcher paper.
Butcher paper.
Okay.
Thank you. Good. We're on the same page. Okay, so you lick. I was scared for a second there.
I was too.
Right. I was like, what is that? My brain's like gone on vacation. I didn't have coffee this morning, so maybe I was doing it. And they say that people who are introverts, it takes much less to stimulate all of their senses.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
They're able to lick a lot farther because it creates more of a salivary response.
Right.
So is it something like that where maybe these people are so like hyper, you know how you're a very sensitive, like a sensitive person, highly sensitive person? Yeah. I wonder if it's maybe like that.
Right. It probably is. Yeah. I feel like all this stuff is linked. And then if you have a trauma or whatever, it can make it
totally
grow.
And maybe we're looking at a few different things here.
I just feel bad. Like, he's really missing out. And there's no way I personally couldn't be with someone like that.
Absolutely not.
So he's got to be lonely unless he found someone who's, like, really into hot dogs. And then they have, like, hot dogs and mac and cheese. Or, like, chicken nuggets.
Oh, my gosh.
But here's the thing. When you're eating food, especially if you're doing it like that guy, you're not getting your nutrients.
Definitely not.
And so what this guy could use is your super, because they are these really cool packets of powder that you can put in a smoothie in recipes.
I just tried this the other day.
It's really good.
Big fan.
Big fan too.
Yes.
I put it, as I told you, in like, I do it in savory recipes for dinner because like last night we had curry and I just put in the skinny protein. You can't taste it. It just is doing your body good. And
that's great.
And my son can get healthier. But most of them are like, you know, put them in a smoothie and whatever, and you're going to get all those veggies and stuff that's like
they even have like a beauty one.
Yeah,
I love that. I was like, make me beautiful powder.
There's the chocolate one. I put it on with peanut butter and English muffin.
Oh,
so
yum.
Yummy. It's really good.
I have both of those ingredients at home.
I would not be telling you this if it was gross, because I cannot stand when you add something to be healthy and you like want to die.
Yeah, you're very anti that.
Yes. But you can get the cleanest superfood and plant protein mixes at yoursuper.com. That's YOUR super.com. And you can get 15% off your order when you use our code BrainCandy at checkout. Just go to yoursuper.com and don't forget to get 15% off with our promo code BrainCandy at checkout. I sent a big pack to my mom. She's loving it.
Oh,
she's not like me. She'll eat slop if you tell her it's healthy. So she's not a tough customer, but I am.
That's funny.
Okay. Yes. Anyway, so mac and cheese man.
Not. And the weirdest part is when I watched the video clip on Vice, he ate it right out of the pot with the spoon.
Why?
I don't like that. I mean,
that's just not good.
It's awful that's the biggest problem I have with the story. Is
but
like,
it's what you said, how self-care can involve, you know, going to the trouble of putting something in a bowl and presenting it to yourself.
Totally.
Like the tea that you make and have a whole ritual around.
Yes.
Eating it out of the pot.
No. I did this the other night with ice cream. So I threw a friend of mine an ice cream themed bridal shower and had a bunch of stuff left over. And I was like, you know, having some ice cream the other night. And I was like, wait a sec. I am going to do this right. I've got like those old vintagey ice cream glasses, like sundae glasses. I put it in there.
It tastes
I put
better
sprinkles
when you do
on
that.
it. I put some like crush up some peanuts and like put peanut. I was like, heck yes, this is amazing. And I felt like so special eating my ice cream.
It tastes better, I'm telling you.
It sure does. And I think I probably ate less than I would have if I didn't take the time. It's kind of like that delay of gratification thing too, because I'm like thinking about it. That's when we need to cook more.
Who? Me
like,
and you?
Not me and you, but I mean like we as like a population.
Oh, yes, culturally.
You know, culturally.
Right.
I've just been looking at like, you know, since living alone and being one person and cooking for one, you know, I don't cook as often, and I go through the grocery store and I see all these things, these meals that are like, I mean, essentially the microwaved meals, like the frozen dinners, are like 4 ingredients, the healthy ones, that would be so easy to make on your own. I went through that section and I was like, I'm just going to buy the fresh stuff. And like, this is crazy it takes like longer.
Well, but some people don't want to messy up the kitchen and do the dishes part.
Okay.
I think
you can do it in like one pan, people.
Well, I'm just thinking of my mom because I know every night for dinner she has one of those Amy's meals. You know, those like Whole Foods ones.
Oh, God,
and
do I know those?
I'm trying to think what the reason is, and I think that's it. Like she doesn't want to go to the trouble of cleaning up everything, and so she'll just get one of those and pop it in.
Man, those were our sponsors. Amy's was
Who?
For the when I was on The Real World.
No,
Our entire fridge was stocked with those.
Stop.
Yes.
I cannot imagine.
I'm a big fan of the Indian samosa, or like Indian. It kind of looks like a burrito. You know that thing.
But like, do you think that they would have successfully reached the Real World audience?
Well, they turned me into a loyal customer.
They got one.
That and Hanson's. There was like it was very organic.
Well, it's nice they had something.
Yes, it really was. Because, that was our food.
Well, because didn't you reveal in a previous episode that you guys were responsible for the groceries?
Yes. Yes.
Right.
We did get like $50 gift cards to Fairways, which is like
for each week?
Yes.
Each person?
I don't remember if it was per person or if it was all together. But because I remember we all had to grocery, and it was an expensive market.
Store, yeah.
So... yeah, that went real quick.
So
not enough money for alcohol, that's for sure. We never drank. I never drank wine. I don't even think I opened a bottle of wine.
Sarah,
like
that
maybe
actually
one
worries
or two.
me. That seems really not right.
But I wasn't a big drinker then.
You've grown into it.
Things that drink. Right. I'm an average drinker.
Hey, this is kind of spooky and appropriate for this time of year.
That.
Did you see the headline about those freaking bulls that are being mutilated?
What? No.
Like, there's this mystery in Oregon where these bulls are showing up in various spots. And not only are they mutilated, but it's like ritualistic.
Okay. Yeah, that's creepy.
The things that they take are...
That they take?
Yeah, that are missing.
Okay. Ugh. Keep going. That's gross.
The tongue.
Oh, my fucking God.
The genitals and like udders. And blood.
Okay, this is definitely some weird...
What do you think it is?
I don't...
And like the investigators say there's no blood to be found even near, but there's not a drop of blood anywhere.
God.
Who in the hell?
This is definitely like ritual. This seems like...
And they're not shooting them.
Yeah.
So how are they doing this?
I have no idea. But this is creepy.
I know.
I mean, it's got to be like some sort of... Like they've... Like cult kind of... They've convinced themselves. And Oregon, there's a bunch of them up there. I don't want to call out people from Oregon, but for real, there are a bunch of like cults and... Like weird collectives.
There are rumors of like the occult, not a cult, occult.
Yeah.
That might be leading this.
Like,
but why?
I just don't like when they combine like, like things that are like groups of people that have twisted ideas on something with like, I don't know, the other witchy stuff, I guess. I'm like protective of witchy stuff.
Oh my God. Right. Okay, so you're sitting here thinking...
I'm like, hashtag not all witches. That's totally how I feel right now. I'm like...
They're giving witches a bad name?
Yeah, kind of. I'm feeling like that. I don't want to say it's like, that kind of like worship, but...
Wait, do you know any legit witches? I mean, you're close,
like,
but you're not the real thing.
People who practice like Wicca...
Right.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And what do they believe?
They're like very just natural, like into like, the seasons and the natural world and like, balance and like that. And even like Wicca itself, which you will, if you are a member of our book club, we will be talking a lot about, because in the book that I chose for this month, they go through the whole history of that. It's a relatively new, like, religion, I guess you can call it that. Spiritual practice, like Wicca in its like formal,
Yeah, so what does that say to you?
Yeah. Well, even that is just like putting a name to things that have always been like, I don't know. I feel like they're all separate
you guys need better
stuff.
branding, I think.
Or maybe like why? It's just like like nature and like the stuff that seems like
your mom's a witchy woman too, because she sent us that email this week. Did you get it? Where
no, she sends you emails and stuff, and not me.
What's funny is I thought she just sent it to me, but then I saw that Dahlia replied too. So
what?
Dahlia,
She's just sending it to the rest of the break. But come on, Mom.
But it was something about how, this idea of like you can sync your heartbeat with the pulse of a tree and stuff.
Oh, that sounds like
oh
very
my
much
God,
like my mom.
This is Sarah.
Yeah.
This is the ghost of Sarah Future.
Yeah, it's really just like an understanding of like a connectivity between all of nature without putting any of those like religious kind of like labels on it.
Okay, but there's like weird potions and spells and stuff. Not
really.
No?
It's the same as like intention and like ritual.
You are so protective.
I know, it's so weird, but it's silly.
Well, what's not silly is being comfortable in your shoes. And as you guys know, we're big fans of Rothy's over here.
Oh, they came out with a new style, like a high top.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh my God, are they cool?
They're really cute.
Yep, those are cool.
Yes, they have a new style. And they have, basically they just have a bunch of different kinds of flats. And so they're great for going to work or running errands or whatever. I wear mine every day.
My dermatologist was wearing them, and then I made her let me take a picture of her feet. I was like, I have to post this because it's like Rothy's in the wild. I've ran into them in the wild, and I had to stop a woman in the airport bathroom and be like, oh, Rothy's, I love those. She's like, they're the best. I have them in 3 colors.
See, you're the person in the world that I'm like, please don't talk to me.
Yeah, I'm that person. But like, come
so
on, the
friendly.
shoes, like that's, I got to connect on that. It's like real quick, and then we just keep going. And then they're like, bonding. Oh, this was a good buy. Yeah.
Well, they're made of recycled plastic, which I freaking love, and they are fully machine washable. So you throw them in, and then they dry, and they're good as new. They're the perfect shoes for life on the go. Tons of colors and styles and prints and patterns. They'll blow your mind. Go to rothys.com, rothys.com/braincandy to get your new favorite flats, comfort, style, and sustainability. These are the shoes you've been waiting for. Head to rothys.com/braincandy.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. So yes, so basically I just don't want like people being like, oh, which like the books that Sarah has at her house are the same as people who are like cutting tongues out of cows. I don't know.
I don't think anyone is suspecting women of doing this. So everyone would think it's like either psychopath, which are all men, and and then or like you're saying.
I think it's a group. I think it's a group of maybe like 8 to 12, like a small group who has some kind of idea of like they've kind of created their, and I would imagine it's like one guy who's kind of like running the show, kind of like culty, like that kind of.
But what do you think you use to drain blood out of an animal? Do they have that somewhere?
Oh, fucking A,
I'm sure they do it like slaughterhouses.
Yeah, I just was at the Long Beach flea market a little bit ago with my friend Heather, who's a doctor, and there's a booth that I've walked past a million times, and I walked past with her, and she goes, oh, these are all old medical instruments. And I was like, oh, weird. It turned like, I just thought they were like tools, and it was like metal stuff. Ew. And then when she told me that, I like looked at it different, and then it gave me the heebie-jeebies. I'm like, there's a market for, so I don't know. People who are, it's out there. I'm not buying it. I'm just buying books on plants over here, people. That's the kind of witchy stuff I'm practicing.
Are you really? Oh, he likes the sage potion thing.
Yeah, well, or how to grow them, how to make them into more plants.
Okay. You consider that witch behavior?
Well, I think, not really, but some people would. I don't know. Yes, it's all witchy. I just love it.
Did you see that they are, people are carving pumpkins on the ocean floor?
What?
I don't get it.
What do you mean carving, like going down to the ocean floor? Oh, in like the scuba... This is like a thing that scuba divers like. This is like scuba culture.
Stop it.
They also
scuba
they do.
Culture.
I put it the same. It's like the people who get engaged or get married in scuba diving, like underwater. That's the whole thing.
I'm not into it.
Christmas trees.
It's like the same people that do the skydiving versions where they like get married in the air.
Totally. It's like, look at this thing that I do that's extreme that the average person doesn't do, and I'm going to just like. It is totally part of... Some people are crazy about scuba diving.
Do you think it's more their love of scuba or their love of being different?
Scuba. And trying to raise awareness of it almost in a way. Like being like, look at all the cool... Yes, totally.
I don't even want to carve a pumpkin on land.
You're not into it?
I like the way they look, but it's kind of a project.
I love it. I love the mess. And oh my gosh,
love the mess.
The feeling of like scooping the stuff out, I enjoy that.
I like watching it, but I'm not really, like you said, it's too messy.
I have seen some really cool pumpkins carved recently out of, well, not pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns carved out of things other than pumpkins, like little squash and little, they look into a watermelon. I'm like, that's very California.
Oh,
you can
watermelon.
I never thought about that. Why don't we use anything else?
Right.
And you can like eat the insects.
We should have, you know how your book for October for the book club was how the history of Halloween. Did you read it yet? Oh, okay.
Whole thing. I read it so fast.
I don't remember if it said what the history of the jack-o'-lantern was.
I did not.
Yeah.
It didn't.
That book was a dud. I read it too.
And there were only, I wanted more stories.
Of course you did. This guy was like phoning it in.
Yeah. It kind of felt like it.
You can't win them all.
I know. I guess so. Whatevs.
You
But
tried.
there were some things some fun stuff. Like I liked the history of the movie Halloween. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And like the old haunted houses.
I'm excited because we talked about it last month at the book club, how we're going to do the sliding scale so it's affordable to everyone.
Yes.
People can choose to pay
that's
less.
so great.
So excited.
I love our great ideas.
Yeah, because I just didn't like the idea that book club would be cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
Like, that feels terrible to me. But I also didn't want every freaking person in the world joining.
Because, like, what if you're, just like,
I
don't
want
even
people
like
that
to
like
read?
books.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. That's
so
like
I thought
an
this was a
important
good
requirement.
solution.
Yeah.
So hopefully by the time this airs, that will be in place on our website, thebraincandypodcast.com. If you want to be in our book club, you can kind of pick how much you pay a month from like $1.
That's
all the
super
way
cool.
up.
I love it. Maybe we can so when I sign up for trainings for work, I almost said school. I don't do that anymore. For work, a lot of times they have to you have to take like a pre-online kind of like training or whatever before, and they'll give you like slideshows and like give you the information, and then they'll test you on it, and then you have to like pass the test. And I'm like, well, maybe we should do that with our book club. Be like, here's the book.
Quiz.
Here's the quiz about the book we read. Are you really reading? If you're joining, and like if we get 1 million members and they're not reading,
oh my
we might have
gosh.
to give them a test.
I don't even mind. Yeah, because I don't mind if they don't read as long as they're engaged.
Okay, right. That's it.
Yeah, but I don't know
like-
how you test for that.
You can't.
It's the old honor system
It
around
is.
here.
Ah, okay.
But like, we should have like a what do you call
Maybe
that?
it's just me who loves being quizzed. I'm like, yeah, test me on totally useless information and score me.
Well, we'll deal with this hurdle first, the price issue, and then maybe we'll move on to a quiz
Material,
someday.
right.
We'll see. What else? What else has got your motor running lately?
Ooh, I read a kind of a creepy, spooky story about a car wash in Ohio. That
You just think it's creepy because you hate car washes.
you know what? You might be right, but this is why they made it creepy, because they turned it into a drive-through like haunted house. It's like a haunted car wash.
Is it operating as a car wash
Yes.
still?
The last 2 weeks of October, they redo it, and the employees like get dressed up like, not Scary Farm style.
Yeah.
And they scare the customers, and they like drive through you sit in the car wash, you drive through the thing, and they make it like a spooky haunted house.
Don't they get all wet?
I mean, I would imagine, but there are like places that you could be outside of this like splash zone.
And then maybe they stand at the end and dry off in that air blower.
That's
Oh
like
my
what, like
God.
maybe like the werewolf, because like he needs to like dry his hair anyway, so he's like kind of there
Do you
doing
think
his
they
hair.
like jump on your hood and stuff?
Kind like not to jump on the hood, like they stay, but they like jump out and scare you and things like that.
I mean, that would really freak Lincoln out.
That might make me like the car wash more.
Yeah. That's like the way
Then
you
it's
can
like
deal with it.
Car wash and a show, and it feels like I'm getting my money's worth.
Why do you think haunted houses are just for Halloween?
Oh,
I'm surprised somebody
what?
hasn't created this year
like
round.
a spooky kind of. People do love being scared.
Yeah.
But maybe there's something. Why? Oh, that's such a good question. Because even scary movies don't really get released until this time of year. And why is it that do they not do well the rest of the year? Maybe it's just seasonal. We want.
I know, but it just doesn't make sense to me.
There's got to be research on that.
Should have been in that fucking book you recommended.
It should have.
Or whatever.
Yeah. It was thinner than I thought it was going to be.
Thinner. Yeah, I'll say. I was like, what is this? A pamphlet?
Are you? Oh my God, you're so funny. Are you somebody who enjoys being scared? You don't?
No, I like to be in control.
Okay.
You know, that's like my personality.
Uh-huh.
And that is feeling out of control.
Maybe a little bit of that's kind of good, though.
Yeah, maybe, but I'm not going to invite it.
I'm going to Not Scary Farm like this weekend, and I haven't been in probably 10, 15 years. I'm so
And what
excited.
do you expect? What do you think will happen?
Just haunts and horrors and spooks galore.
Well, what was it like, though, when you were a kid?
Oh, my
Is
God,
it
when
more
I was
like
younger?
harvesty? Or
No, it's full-blown horror, like terrifying. And when
Oh.
I went, they've changed it so, I mean, it's like real hands-off. They like obviously aren't allowed to touch you and anything like that. But I went when I was probably like 17, 18, something like that. And I remember being so terrified. It was in this like Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of maze. So they have all these mazes set up.
Yeah.
And you go through the maze and they're all themed. I'm so into it. And it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he freaked me out, and he was like running after me, and like I ran out of the maze, and he chased me like through the gift shop and like into the bathroom, and I hid in the bathroom for like 5 minutes. And I don't think they could do that anymore. I think that they can't like chase you into a restroom. But I was so scared, but I love being scared.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. It's kind of like, I still feel like it's safe, but it's like controlled terror.
Yeah.
You know?
But what is the psychology of
it's
why we
safe.
like that? I don't get it.
That we like to be scared because it's
Takes us back to our ancestral
kind
evolutionary.
of, and that there is safety. Like, you know, you're scared, but it's within this
You're not gonna
safe.
die.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. I like that.
Another thing that makes me feel safe is knowing that I can send any package I want from my house, from my office, without any hassle, thanks to Stamps.com.
Yes.
It's so great, especially during the holidays. Now's the time to try the freaking
Oh my gosh.
trial.
Yes.
Do
You
it.
don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, you don't have to go anywhere. You can print out the postage for any letter, package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. Once it's ready, you just hand it to your mail carrier or drop it in a mailbox. Super simple. And you get discounts, 5 cents off every first class stamp, 40% off priority mail. Don't spend a minute of your holiday season at the post office this year. Oh my God, that would... Yeah, don't.
I just saw you go to like a place in your mind. Don't do what Susie just did.
Sign up for Stamps.com instead. There's no risk with our promo code BRAINCANDY because you get the special offer that includes 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com and then you click on the microphone at the top of the homepage. Type in Brain Candy. That's Stamps.com. Enter Brain Candy. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
That's right.
That's why I made that face, though, because I had to go back in my mind.
Right, of what it's like.
Yeah.
And that long line and then just standing there. And really I mean, that is a place where I cannot stand small talk with people.
Oh, that's
I can
where you
even
draw the line.
remember, well, because it's about nothing. It's not, you know, I mean, it's small talk. That when I'm connecting over somebody's brought these shoes, it's like real quick, da-da-da. But this
That's
is
not
like
small
somebody
talk.
who's going to like there's the talker who just wants to talk about anything.
Yeah, I did a whole bit in my comedy
my
act
God.
about like whenever there's a problem at the cash register and you're in a long line and the person in front of you always wants to rally. And I hate them too. Like she thinks we're gonna bond, but I'm like, oh no, you're included in the
Yes. Yes.
because it always happens where they'll turn around and be like, can you believe?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely not co-signing you
Right.
whatever's going on here.
Yes, I can believe it,
Right.
lady, because I've had
Yes.
this happen before.
And as like a frequent returner, somebody who like, you know, I'm always like, buy, return. I'm like so
you
into stuff.
are that you're so fun. Some
I know.
people are really into that.
Well, I just bought a new thing of eyebrow gel, and I opened it up. It's dried out. So
She's
I
mad.
got to return that. It's $10.
I don't know what. Basically, because we were just talking about how it's always a woman that turns around and wants to rally.
Yes, always.
And it made me remember. Dahlia says we have a prime Linda suspect.
What do you mean?
Someone emailed Dahlia.
Oh, okay.
And we think it might be the Linda.
What'd she say? Oh my God.
Well, first of all, it's in all caps.
Oh, okay. That's wow.
Let me find it.
Wow, aggressive right off the bat. Maybe Linda.
Yeah, Linda. Of course, she has caps lock on. You know what I mean? So the first email she sent. Let me see. If
Why
this
do people
is
leave
it.
that on? You see it like I don't. understand.
I went through a phase where I did that because I liked the uniformity of it.
Okay.
But then everyone was like, "Why are you yelling?"
Yeah, I don't like that. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
and I learned a lesson. Okay, so Linda said, in all caps, if this is a free subscription, include me. What happened to my BC daily trivia? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I really looked forward to taking the quizzes and taking part in the comments.
We don't have. When we never had quizzes. See, this is somebody who's dying for quizzes. Maybe there should be a test for.
Right.
This is like from the future, and she's like, what happened to those?
And then Dahlia says, hi there.
Hi there.
What subscription are you referring to?
Oh my God.
Thank you, Dahlia.
Oh my God.
And then she wrote in all caps again.
Wow.
Dahlia, never mind. I must have been mistaken. I looked up brain candy and came across an article requesting a subscription to something pertaining to BC. All I really need to know is whatever became of my BC trivia quiz. Thank you,
what
Linda.
The heck?
Uh-huh.
It's not us.
No, but I mean...
What is like British Columbia trivia quiz? Like, it's not even BC. Like,
I wrote back Dahlia and I said, maybe it's that Brain Candy Live event
it's got
thing.
Something.
But what a hoot. And
wow.
she wrote to me and she was like, do you think this is the Linda?
The Linda?
It's possible.
Oh, well, and what if Linda wasn't even mad at us?
Right. She's mad at Brain Candy Live.
Yes.
They swear too much.
It's probably them. We're gems. We're perfect little angels over here. This is what's really happening.
Right?
Wow. It's just a case of mistaken identity.
She probably wishes we sweared more.
And now we've like taken on this persona of like the people who like make Linda angry, and it wasn't even us.
Right. Yeah. She has no idea she started an entire
think
movement.
Right. We just have so much hate in our heart for something that was...
what if Dahlia just wrote back and was like, fuck off?
Oh my God, that'd be so funny. But could you even imagine Dahlia saying that to begin with? Not in a million years. That would be so funny.
No, she is not like that.
Oh God, that cracks me up.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Man.
Let us know if you think it's the real Linda. Or if you're a Linda that listens, do you think that we swear too much?
Right. Tell us your thoughts. But not in all caps.
I just love it so much.
Sometimes I use all caps and things to get out of, like I was making some shirts for someone and I didn't know which words I should capitalize. So I was like, I'll just make them all caps.
You're lying.
Yeah.
What kind of words were they?
Well, I made a little baby onesie that said, it had a picture of a bottle on it and it said, I'll take a bottle of the House White. And I didn't know if the House White should be capitalized because it's like is it or is it not? The house.
I wouldn't, but like I can see why you'd think like.
I was like, yeah, I'll make it all caps.
And it probably looked fine.
It looked adorable. I'll show you a picture. I have one.
Well, anyway, we may or may not have found Linda, so there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. What else?
Tell me things.
Oh, did you see the Nike Jesus shoes with holy water in them?
Oh. My God, no.
$4,000 though.
Too much.
They're a little pricey.
$4,000?
They are.
To be blessed?
Uh-huh. But
is that the going rate of a soul these days?
Well, hey.
A saved soul, I should say.
You'd be walking on water. That's pretty miraculous.
Like, who's buying this? This is a gimmick?
They're all sold out, though.
Oh, God. This is like this, I feel like it's you know, when did you read the book or see the movie Crazy Rich Asians?
Yeah, for book club.
You know, and for a book club, of course we did. And you know, there's that character who's just loves the really over the top, stuff.
I think there's a lot of people like that.
I think that's it. We're like, yep, bye.
Well, funnily enough, I read a great article about I think the title of it was "Why Are Rich People So Mean?"
Oh.
And you just made me think of that because I put those people in that category who just like want to buy crap they don't even need for $1 million.
It's disposable. Yeah.
It was fantastic because it was a study that they did to determine whether or not it's actually true that rich people are kind of mean.
Is it?
It is.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I believe this.
Me too.
I mean, I've never met somebody who was in the really wealthy category who I didn't feel like.
Oh, God, I've met some gems, but there was an exception to the study, which is if they did not grow up rich.
Okay.
They did not act like this eventually. So if you have experienced, poverty or like being lower middle class, then.
And the people I'm thinking of, it's like two people. I don't know that many billionaires.
Filthy rich people,
right?
Yeah.
But did not grow up like that. They did not grow up
They
poor.
always had money.
They always had like a very cushy life.
Wait, this is going to be a whole conversation, but
yes,
this reminds me of the time that you said that your friend got rich because he created the slogan, "Don't lay a finger on my butterfinger."
Yes, my friend's friend's dad. Yes.
I know. It's so great, though.
Totally made billions off, not billions, millions, whatever. That was his job.
His claim to fame.
Yep, he was in the advertising. They had a live-in manicurist.
Wow.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, that is next level.
Live-in beauty people. Like, I'm sure she, like, maybe did hair and other stuff.
Like, their staff included all of these people.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Gosh, I've never seen an ocean view like that in my whole life. It was amazing. I was like, what am I doing
and
here?
And just Butterfingers as far as the eye could see.
Right, what if? Just, like, Butterfingers, like, that's, like, yep, their whole floor was paved in that gold. Just the crispy, crunchy, peanut buttery Butterfinger.
Good one.
Oh, God. Not an ad.
I will continue this conversation about the rich people, but this is a perfect time to mention that the holidays are approaching, and you may be thinking about how you're going to save some extra money. And we've got a way that maybe you haven't thought of, which is Lightstream. It's a consolidation, low interest credit card consolidation. So here's the scoop. You get a rate as low as 5.95% APR with auto pay, and your rate is fixed. And it won't, you don't get all those crazy weird fees and all that. And the application's online. It's super easy. A lot of people have told me they did it and they were really happy. So that's awesome. And just for our listeners, you can apply now to get a special interest rate discount. The only way to get the discount, though, is to go to lightstream.com/braincandy, lightstream.com/braincandy. Subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.50% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/braincandy for more information. So the study about the rich people specifically looked into something I have experienced, and you wonder, like, am I just noticing it, or is it really true? Which is that people in really fancy cars tend to be assholes on the road.
Yeah, that's true.
It is true.
And I think I know why.
Okay, well then I'll tell you what they say. And you,
okay, here's my theory.
Yeah.
I think that there's a disregard, like they don't care if they get a ticket.
Oh, that's probably true.
And so they'll speed, and the speed doesn't matter. It's almost like their time is more valuable than like what it takes to get there. Mm-hmm. So, they
like the cost
care.
benefit for them is different.
Correct.
Well, I am grateful though, because I remember this was happening to David Letterman. He kept getting speeding tickets, and I thought, well, why would he stop? He has unlimited money, but they give you those points too, so that's helpful because then that can help solve that problem. But they said that they found that in order for that person to sort of justify the disparity between their income and most people's, they almost have to do a trick in their brain where they believe that they deserve it and that those people are beneath them, and so that it's like fair. And so to trick their brain into that, they have to treat people like shit.
This makes a lot of sense. So I was guest lecturing in a life cycles and aging class at my former university, and the very last part of this lecture was me showing a TED Talk of a guy who talks about the income gap and what
I know
does.
that guy.
Oh my gosh, of creating out groups and in groups, and that a society has like more violence, more pretty much everything is worse.
Yes.
When there is that.
Yeah.
That.
Well, did we talk about on
disparity.
the air how they did a study about when you enter a plane, if you enter in the middle and you go right to go back or left to go to first class, that was good. If you go, everyone goes in the front and you have to walk through first class, there's more violence and people
I can totally see that.
Because you're confronted with this bullshit world.
Oh my God. And then when I see like a 3-year-old in one of those seats, I'm always like pissed. I'm always like, you don't even get to enjoy the free booze. Waste of a ticket. Mm-hmm. God.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I swear, anybody that's been a server, as I have, knows that the best tippers are blue-collar smokers and drinkers. And the worst tippers are people coming after Sunday church. and the rich people.
Because they already feel like they've done their job. Oh my gosh, I
can't explain it, but it's so gross.
Yeah. Well, I've adapted a new tip, like, you know, thanks to the conversations we've had, I've been like upping my tips, and it like makes no difference. And it's all of like $2 to me or whatever.
But it matters to them.
So I've been like, you know.
There's nothing more fun for me.
Right. It's fun now. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that means a lot to those people. Remember when we were at the hotel and there was an incident in your bathroom?
Oh, yes.
And then you were like...
I was like, I gotta go tipping. Susie was like...
Yeah, because sometimes you realize there's a good reason.
Of course, I only had a 10 and a 5, so they got 15 instead of 20. But, you know.
Well, that's, I think, nice. Yeah, good job on that.
Yeah. Well, thanks for reminding me. So I was like,
So the Why Are Rich People So Mean was in Wired.com. If you want to read the article, I'll have Dahlia put it in the newsletter.
One of the snarkiest things I've ever been asked, I was at this very fancy poker tournament that is put on by a guy who's like raising money for a neurological center, and he like does this poker tournament every year. It's really big, and I'm, you know, standing there with my glass of wine, and this woman asks me, totally serious. She goes, "Oh, so did you fly here commercial or private?" And I was like, "Which one is Southwest?" I took that one.
Which one is that?
Like, I don't know, lady.
That's really gross.
It took me a minute to understand what she was even asking. Like, commercial or private? Like,
who even asks that?
I get it. She's asking me if I flew here on a private plane. No. The answer is no, I did not.
But like,
I wasn't even in Zone A. What was
the point of even asking?
I don't know. To probably talk about how she flew on a private jet.
Well, and what if that was your version of small talk?
I think that is hers.
Right. That's insane.
Right. Totally out of touch with regular people.
I mean,
and
that's
they
an
do have a
understatement.
lot of. I mean, I like, yeah, so much money, but I would say kind of mean.
I would say that's terrible to ask somebody.
It was really like, you don't know who I am.
Oh man, which one is Southwest?
And I was like, oh my God, my
favorite
dress is probably like from Forever 21, and she's like asking me that.
Wow.
I don't even care.
And really, it just tells you about her, not you.
Right.
That's gross.
Yeah. So that's my story about God. And yeah, I've seen some really bad behavior from wealthy people. Just really gross, especially at like wine dinners I used to go to with Landon, where, you know, they'd be like guests at the dinner. Oh my gosh, who would just drink so much and then feel like, yeah, they can kind of be like dicks.
Well, I told you that when we were about to go to the wine festival and you were describing the type of people that go. Is that my Diet Coke? Why is it miniature?
Mine. Oh, because it's from my house. Because I like to buy the small ones.
A freak one,
right? No, it looks like a mommy and the baby.
I love this size.
I do. It fits perfect in my fridge, and then I just drink just the right
it's more
amount.
reasonable.
I can never finish a whole one.
Well, and they get warm.
Yeah.
But I was like really freaked out.
She thought it like went into some weird machine and shrunk,
like
a shrinking machine.
Misfit.
Yeah, right.
Okay, wait. What was I saying?
I don't even remember. Right.
How they go get wasted at these things and misbehave. And
really
I was saying to you how if people of color do that, I mean, they would get kicked out.
Yeah.
But when these rich white folks do it.
Because it's, I get what you're saying. It's like, but they've not all been white. It's just really wealthy.
Well, yes, of course, I get that.
Yes, but I know what you mean.
It's a whitewashed event.
100%.
Yeah,
and a culture that is definitely created by white people. With
oh my God,
white people
I am so grossed out by that.
Yeah, and the being drunk and disorderly.
Yeah,
that really like pisses me off.
Yes,
because it's like. There's almost the expectation that me covered in tattoos is going to be the one that's like getting rowdy.
Well, yeah, and you were on Real World.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm like the well-behaved one who's like getting the woman who's puking a bucket, you know.
You have had a lot of pukers. Like the woman on the plane.
Dude, nothing would be worse than that. She straight up, I was stuck and she was puking and she didn't speak a word of English. God, that was really awful.
For everyone.
For everyone. And then nobody helped.
I can't say that I would have gotten involved.
Yeah, it was like a lot of that.
I feel like that's not my purview.
Won't be mine anymore in the future.
What will you do? What would you do differently?
Nothing. I'm going to be the same. God. Yeah.
Nothing.
I would do everything the same.
Maybe it's meant to be, though, because you used to be a puker.
Oh, yeah. It's probably like I'm somehow creating balance in the universe.
Yeah, and like you can understand what that's like. I'm surprised you haven't puked on a plane.
I used to. I definitely used to puke on planes a lot. And then I would, oh God, you know how they have those little, the bags that come in the, they don't have those anymore. Oh, that's funny. Well, I used them. And then when I wasn't using them to puke in, usually I'd start the plane ride by turning them into puppets. And I'd like color on them and make it like all cool. And then I'd use it about half an hour later to puke into. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're over that.
Car sickness, everything. But because I know what to do. Even your son, it is the cutest thing. Every time we get in the car, and Lincoln always has his books and everything, and he like wants to show them to me, and then he'll say, "Oh, but nope, we can't look at the books because you'll get car sick." And he like knows very well that it's
a thing.
Yes, it's a thing, and I love that he's like. I'm like, thank you. Finally, somebody who respects
He's emotionally attentive.
Yes, it's so great. I'm like, he cares.
That's so nice.
Yeah, my little brothers didn't care. Like, yeah, play with us.
I'm sure he wouldn't care if you were his sibling.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I keep asking him if he wants us to have another one. He does not.
Oh.
Because I feel like it's now or never. I mean, we're at the end of the line here.
Yeah. Are you still trying?
No, I'm on the pill.
Think so. Yeah,
but I'm curious because if he was real into it,
right,
then I would consider it. But he is like horrified at the thought,
right?
Because we're like the three amigos.
Yeah.
Like we do everything together, and he doesn't want someone busting up that great situation.
Oh my gosh, he would be mad. I was mad.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was mad.
Especially when
made myself puke then.
What, when you found out?
Oh, no, when my mom went into labor with Jordan, I was like, no, you can't go. You can't go. Look, I'm sick. And I got so emotionally worked up that I like made myself throw up. And she's like, Sarah, I have to go. Yeah. Because there's a baby coming out. Yeah. And then she gave me a doll that looked just like a little him, and like they were wearing the same shirts. And I was like, oh, my baby, your baby. I was all good.
Oh,
it was,
wow. You're
it
easy.
Was such a smart thing for my mom, and I recommend that for anybody who has that kind of child who's like, no, me. It's like the baby. She got a matching like shirt for Jordan and for the little baby. Like, so she really made it in my mind look like this is just like this one, and I have to take care of this one. And she gave me the responsibility. It was perfect. It was so smart to do, and I was fine.
Wow.
And then I was like, oh, I love this little thing. I'll take care of him too. Also my baby, and then my brother.
And then you just saved your puke for plane rides.
Right. That's right.
Anything else before we go?
Ooh, have you subscribed?
Yeah.
Have you given us a 5-star review? Mm-hmm. We certainly are deserving of one.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, come on.
At this point,
come on.
Sometimes it is about quantity, not quality. We've been doing this a long time.
A million years.
Yeah. All right.
See ya.
See you next time. This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.